We met in September of 1964. I was an eighth grader at Wyomissing High School, and she was a seventh grader. And I remember seeing her for the first time, this tall, blonde, and quite frankly, at that moment, she took my breath away. And about 3 to 4 months later, we went steady for 3 to 4 weeks, and then she dumped me.
I met Pat Giles when I first came here in September for the first board meeting that I attended at Berks Community Health Center. She was a very active member of the advisory board at that time.
I first met Pat when I was executive director of Berks Connections, now Connections Work, and we were coming back into the United Way fold, and Pat was the community impact director. And I got to know her as our organization grew back into the United Way.
Pat's worked for me, and now I work for Pat. So we've had a relationship for many, many years. She worked at the United Way with me for at least 15 years.
At the beginning of my law practice, I walked into Moyer's Book Mart at 6th and Court Street to buy office supplies, and there was that tall, blonde, once again, this time smiling at me. And she took my breath away again. And every day for a month, I would go into the book mart at noon, and we would just talk. And finally, in January of 1977, I got up enough guts to ask her out. And this time, 3 to 4 weeks later, instead of being dumped, we got engaged.
Pat was with United Way for 16 years. And during her tenure with United Way, she was a change agent.
She is so interwoven into the community, very caring, very concerned about the well-being of the community. That's the first thing that I heard and learned about Pat, and that has continued throughout my 12 years of knowing her.
She cares so deeply about the community, and when you look at her history, she has been involved in community issues, particularly around women and children, for her entire adult life.
She not only works every day, but she's working at night. She's sitting at her chair in the living room, a computer on the left side of the chair, her iPad on the right, and going into the late hours before we go to bed, she has her papers and she's working through things. She just doesn't stop, and she's so intense in her desire to help the people of Berks County. It just is an amazing thing.
Pat has been a supporter of United Way probably since she was born, since her mother worked for United Way for many, many years. But at United Way, when we hired her, she was in charge of community impact, which means she was the person who oversaw a group of volunteers who determined where the money that was raised was going to go. And so in doing that, the people who do that have significant impact on what services are provided to the community, what needs are being met, what priorities are. And Pat led that charge for 15, 16 years.
Pat is somebody who's been in our community for so long. She carries on this great legacy from her mom, from her family. But for Pat, she never stands pat. She is always moving forward and always trying to innovate and grow and make our community better, and she just never stops.
When I think about the work that we continue to do that she established around Ready, Set, Read, we are impacting the lives of pre-K children because we are developing higher quality childcare centers.
She has this incredible presence. Everything she does just exudes the confidence that she has in herself, but it's confidence that's not founded on false pretense. She knows what she's doing because she works so hard at what she does.
She's like a rock. I believe that she's a rock for her family, but she also is that person that people call when they're struggling with issues or trying to figure out their next move, because she's so thoughtful. She listens, and then, she really helps to ask the right questions to help people almost come up with the solution themselves. But if she needs to provide a little insight, she's quick to do that. But I have heard so many people in the community say, I was stuck and I called Pat Giles.
Berks County is a different place because of Pat and her accomplishments and her leadership. The work that she's done at the United Way, the work that she's doing at the Why Missing Foundation, all of this makes our community better. She works so hard, and what she does really better than almost anyone I've ever met is brings people together, brings so many people to the table, collaborates, and makes our community stronger. She's just one special person.
Hi, Pat. Congratulations for this wonderful award. You've done a lot to the community. We thank you, and you continue to do that today. So thank you very much. Well deserved.
Hi, Pat. Congratulations. You deserve this award so much, and we're just so pleased and proud to be able to honor you.
Pat Giles, congratulations. You do such amazing work. You have such incredible leadership. I am so proud. I feel so blessed to be able to work with you and to know you. Thank you. Thank you for all you do for all of us. You are the best. And no, you never stand pat. You move forward. Thank you.
Pat, I am so happy that you were receiving the recognition you deserve through the Doran Award. No one deserves it more than you, so sincere congratulations.
Pat, congratulations for being recognized as the great community advocate that you've been for all these many years. It's been at least 47 years that you've been working on behalf of the county, and for 60 years, you've taken my breath away.